Yo, this is Kiamo, corner of the world. We here. You're now watching On the Come Up Podcast.
Greetings, my people. Welcome to another episode of On the Come Up Podcast with your host, DJ Ace. And I got a special guest with me. Intro yourself, brother.
What's up, man? It's Kiamo, the neighborhood hero, man. What's up?
How you doing, brother? How you feeling?
I'm good, man. Can't complain. Yourself?
I'm all right. I'm taking it day by day, you know.
That's what it is.
You know, it's cold, so we trying to stay warm. I see that jacket. You're looking real cozy in that jacket, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. But for those who don't know who Kiamo is, give a little backstory. Tell them where you from.
A kid from Passaic, New Jersey that's just giving hope to the community, man. You know what I mean? With whatever we doing, you know, we try to be a positive influence and just build and not destroy, you know what I mean? So, you know, I'm just trying to be a little neighborhood hero, you know what I mean? Because we ain't really had that growing up. We ain't have no heroes, you know?
Nah, for sure.
Heroes we watched was on TV, the Batmans and Supermans, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
Thought the impossible was impossible, you know?
Nah, for sure. So, you saying you from Passaic. How was growing up in Passaic, New Jersey?
You know, mixed culture, you know what I mean? I'm half black and Dominican, you know what I mean? So that's really is Passaic. That's all you really saw, you know what I mean? Right. Of course, you know, we got a couple other cultures, but that's really what you saw growing up, you know? Kids that just made the best of what they had, you know what I mean? And I was just blessed, you know, grew up in a household with both parents, you know what I mean? So the discipline and structure was really there, you know what I mean? To foresee a lot of the things that my friends couldn't see, you know what I mean? So just blessed, man, and I'm just able to, you know, bless others with the knowledge and gift that I have.
Nah, that's fire, that's fire. So growing up, like, what kind of student were you in class?
Oh, I was goofy, bro. Yeah. I was goofy, man. You know, I was somebody that, you know, if you ever seen the movie Bronx Tale, you see Z, right? One of those kids, you know, my uncles and them was, you know, ripping and running, doing what they had to do. Right. You know, so I was blessed to, you know, have best of both worlds. Okay. Where people knew I was destined for science, so it was more or less like, you gotta keep this kid on a narrow road, but don't have him blinded and stuff about what's going on outside. Okay.
So I would say, like, how hard was that for you to not be, you know, so influenced by your area?
You know, I had all my friends was out there wilding. You know what I mean? And, you know, like I said, it brings me back to, you know, having my pops around. Okay. You know what I mean? Where my father was almost a father figure to everybody in the neighborhood. Word. You know what I mean? And just generational, where a lot of dudes that were like OGs and the top dogs in the neighborhood, those was my cousins. Okay. So they'd be like, yo, that's my cousin. Oh, yeah, don't act stupid. You know what I mean? You know how it get down. You know what I mean? Right. So I was just blessed to have that, you know, family, you know, just know just where I come from. You know what I mean? With my bloodline. No. Nah,
for sure. So growing up, were you into sports?
Yeah, I was
occupied and all that stuff?
Absolutely. Okay. You know, we played football, basketball, baseball, you know, boxed a little bit. Growing up, my pops put me in karate. You know what I mean? But this is how I met a lot of my friends.
Karate.
You know what I mean? Yeah. Nah, I was a kid. I ain't had no choice. You know what I mean? That was one of the first sports. I was like 4. Yeah, okay. You know what I mean? My father, you know, karate is big too because it structures, you know, discipline. It gives you discipline, you know. A lot of people don't have discipline. That's why, you know, you see a lot of people slacking. They're not supposed to be where they, you know, they're supposed to be bigger than what they are, but they not because they don't got that discipline and that structure, you know.
Okay, for sure. So speaking of that, earlier off the camera, we was talking about you playing football. So how was that?
Oh, it was dope, man. Dope experience, you know what I mean? My nickname as a kid was the Bus. Played running back, you know what I mean? So you knew the Bus. That's Jerome Bettis. Yeah. You know, I was a hard runner and stuff like that.
You fast?
Yeah, I was fast. Nah. I got a little game on ball still. I still could play basketball, you know what I mean? I keep it sharp, you know? And I do a little bit of baseball still, but, you know, yeah.
Nah, fire. So growing up, I would say playing football, what was the certain stuff, the discipline or the certain lessons that you took from football that now you transitioned into, I would say, the rap game that you're doing
man.
Right now?
You know, playing sports, period, bro. You quit a sport, you quit anything, man. So it taught me how to fight through things where I don't like when somebody's saying something I don't like to hear, you know, but not knowing that was bettering me. Okay. You know what I mean? And a lot of people that did quit, you know, they wasn't ready to become a man. You know what I mean? They was still, the mind state still was like, you know what? I'm a boy. Okay. I'm gonna think the way I think. Nobody gonna tell me nothing. Right. And them thinking that way, you know, you see where a lot of dudes end up when we get a lot older. You know what I mean? And that's where the discipline and structure kick in.
Yeah, what he said, damn, homie. In high school, you was a man, homie. Yeah. Fuck happened to you?
Yeah.
Okay. Nah, for sure. So I would say, when did you start saying that you wanted to be an artist or a rapper?
I was always writing as a kid. You know what I mean? Like, if you ever seen a Biggie movie, Notorious, you see in the beginning Biggie as the kid version writing. You always saw that from me. Like people would tell you that a lot of my friends that was in school with in kindergarten. Like I could pull up my Instagram post and they say, I knew you was gonna be a rapper. You was talking about this since you was in kindergarten. You know what I mean? And like in first grade or second grade, my father found my notebook picking me up from practice. He said, so you want to be Ice Cube, huh? Cursing like that, right? You know what I mean? But I just really went full throttle and started recording at 15, 16. Okay. And I started discovering myself.
So what influenced you? What was the artist you was listening to?
You know, I had to really go back and really listen to stuff, you know, because everybody was really rapping, you know, just to rap. They ain't have no purpose. Okay. And I always wanted to be somebody that had a voice and have a purpose in whatever he's doing. So I looked at dudes like Nas, you know, Hove, where you heard their music and you actually, you know, felt where they were from. Right. You know what I mean? Yeah. Like when you heard Illmatic, you felt like you was from Queensbridge. You heard Hove, you felt like you was from Brooklyn. Yeah. Pac gave you that West Coast feel. You know what I mean? And you know, that's how far back I went. You know what I mean? But I grew up all around music. My grandmother was in the choir and the whole nine. You know?
That's fire. That's fire. So I'll say back to when you was a kid. What made you want to be a rapper? Did you see something on TV, or was people rapping around you that you was like, oh, I could do that too? Or
I seen a lot of the older cats that was in the streets. Okay. I was like, oh, that's shit dope. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like these dudes was rapping in the streets, you know, putting out mixtapes and stuff like that. But it just got that far. It was nothing else, you know what I mean? And I said, you know what? I want to do it. But the way I want to do it, I want to make this shit look different. Nobody's seen from my community. Nobody's seen the way we did it before. As young as we're doing it. Because I'm not even 30. You know what I mean? So just seeing, that's my whole approach with the music. Okay. You know what I mean? And I have a different outlook on this.
Okay, for sure. And I would say, when was that breaking point where you was like, yeah, I'm going to take this full throttle?
When my grandmother passed away. And I said I post on a casket when it was going down. You know, that's one of the most hurtful feelings. And I was the last one to drop the rose. And I told her I'm gonna make it. That's what I said. I said I'm gonna make it. I'm gonna pursue this rapping thing, and I'm gonna really do this. You know what I mean? And at 19, one of the most inspirational stories I could tell you, because you know you a DJ and you know you're big on this. I was working at the Boys and Girls Club. I was only getting paid $275 every 2 weeks. I saved up $1,000 and paid DJ Absolute to host my mixtape. Wow. By myself. Yeah. My friends would tell you that. And so then I kept building, and you know, I started to, you know, I came across Nipsey, right? This was when around probably 2014, 2015, I heard Crenshaw. And I seen what Nipsey was doing, and my cousin Celissa, God bless her, she would tell me, you know, cuz focus on the independent route. This is 2014, 2015, you know what I mean? Everybody else was trying to get a deal. She telling me stay independent. So I said, you know what? Let me really study this independent thing. Let me study the Rockefellers. Let me study the Eazy-E's, the dudes that really branched off to this. So I said, you know what? I'm gonna really build my team. And that's when I just, you know, met my friends was always, you know, around, but they wasn't doing anything else, but we was just playing ball, and if ball was over, that's it. You know, so I told my man Quinn Films that you see here to pick up a camera. You know what I mean? And that became my photographer. And then my man Poe lived across the street, you know what I mean? He became my manager. Then I got my man Flea that I played ball with. He does the clothing designs. Then I got my little brother, my little cousin running the street team, Cornerstone Mafia. You know what I mean? Then I brought my man Josh around last year, and he's also my co-manager with my man Pope, and that's Lord Entertainment. So we built a whole bunch of entities under one house, and that's Corner of the World.
That's fire. So I would say I commend you for that, for putting your people in position to win. Yeah. That's very commendable. But I would say, what's so important in that, instead of just going to go pay for somebody to be your manager, or pay for somebody to outsource and be a photographer?
And this is real talk, and I think all artists should take heed to this, is that I can negotiate whatever I want at the table. Because I tell them, when they say, you know, we're at a label or whatever, yo, I got my own team. I got my own videographer. I engineer my own music. I produce my own music. I got producers in my camp. So the money that you're giving me, we ain't really going to waste. We really built this thing in-house. So it's really about what you negotiate, not what's really my worth. You know what I mean? Because I could show you years and years of catalogs where I dropped mixtapes since 2015 on now. I dropped in 3 to 4 mixtapes a year. You know what I mean? Till we hit all streaming sites 2017 when we dropped House of Blues. That was the start of it. You know what I mean? So it's really like, that's really key to all this, bro.
That's fire. Nah, I commend you for that for sure. Once again, going back into the music aspect of it, what was that one record? What was that one tape or something that you put out that people actually took you serious?
I say how Diaries Ran in the Garden started it, but House of Blues solidified it. Where they're like, yo, this kid different.
That was like your first official album, tape?
House of Blues was the first one that went on streaming platforms, and it reached Who's Hot on Apple Music. You know what I mean? I was right next to Cameron when Cam dropped that the Program Mix album. You know what I mean? It was right next to it. So people started, you know.
What year was this?
This was 2017. Okay. You know what I mean? House of Blues dropped. And that's when I was sold the American Dream. I went by a whole different name. And then I was just working. And I felt like in 2018, I was like, you know, not inspired no more. You know what I mean? I'm getting depressed. I'm going through things, situations. And anybody else would have thought, you know, I'm giving up. But not knowing that I was actually outgrowing myself.
Why you say that?
Because I felt like, you know, my whole approach about this was, I'm still talking that, you know, me coming up rather than me talk about I'm here. You know what I mean? So when I changed the name to Kiamo, you know what I mean? It was more like, the business approach is there now. I'm locked in, I'm focused. Ain't nobody gonna mess up the vision I have. And if I told you this last year, the things that we accomplished, I painted it. People will on the outside world will call me crazy unless you talk to my team and they say, nah, when the whole process of us getting a record on Hot 97, I said we need to do this step, and we gonna get on Hot 97 for free. Later that year, DJ Drewski playing Unpredictable. We ain't have to come out of pocket.
Shout out Drewski.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, that's fire. Speaking of that, you say you changed your name.
Yeah.
Why'd you change your name other than, you know?
Well, Kiamo, that's my grandfather's name. Okay. You know what I mean? And I felt like it was a business decision because So the American Dream is a long name, and I'm not that 16-year-old kid anymore. Yeah. You know what I mean?
You outgrew it.
Yeah, you know? And I wanted to be in the names where you see Nas, Jay-Z, 50 Cent, Kiamo. You know what I mean? Like a powerful influencer, you know what I mean? Young mogul, so that's what it's all about.
I like it. Kiamo sounds way better than that. It's long as hell, no cap. Nah, but back into it though. So I would say I got a particular question for you. If you had an opportunity to tell a young person that's listening to you, that sees you in Passaic, that's doing the things that you're doing, but wants to be like you, what's the advice that you would tell them?
You can only be yourself, my brother. But one thing I could tell you is you could work hard. And when have the right people around you and be open-minded and don't think like everybody else. Right. You know what I mean? Because my whole approach about this was like, you know, I tell every artist this coming from where I'm coming from that know me. Dudes that see me, yo, you doing your thing. I'm letting them know now, like, listen, everybody usually say, yo, let's all do songs together. I say, listen, brother, my approach on this is different. Right. I got to keep going forward, but just know the things that I'm building right now, y'all got to keep working. Because when I do shake that right hand, they're going to look for more artists that's like me. Not saying that y'all going to be like me, but they're going to see other talent. So you guys got to keep working and creating a fan base and a foundation. Because guess what, my brother? I could fall right now, but I still got that foundation that you don't notice that I messed up. You know what I mean? Just because the catalog I have, the accolades we've been on, you know, it's just crazy that you won't even think like, yo, because I'm 10 steps ahead already. You know what I mean? I worked with some of the, you know, most influential people in the industry, or they know who Kiamo is and know, yo, this kid is coming up. Like he's coming, and once he's locked in, it's gonna be hard to stop it. Like I'm talking about like real big names in the industry now. Yeah.
So basically, like hard work speaks for itself.
Absolutely. You know what I mean? And you gotta, you know, really find who you are. Sometimes I know people want to be around rappers a lot, but you know, you really got to build a structured team where you got to understand the marketing, you know what I mean? Understand numbers, analytics, you know, and have people really running that behind you. Don't just room with like, you know, 10 rappers. One person pick up the camera. One person be the DJ. One person be the, all right, this is the street team. We're going to handle the posters and everything. But you know what? That starts with you. As an artist, people need to believe in you and see that you have the direction to keep going forward. That's the only reason why we here where we at today. You know what I mean? Because the team believe in me because they see me by myself putting that hard work. You know what I mean?
Understood. Got another question for you. Since you believe in certain aspects of being, you know, hard work and all that stuff, how would you say you deviate that hard work into showing love to the community and to Passaic?
Well, you know, we just gave a free haircuts for all the kids, did a book bag drive. We gave book back to the Boys and Girls Club yesterday again.
Okay.
You know what I mean? So it's just, doing things like that. People that are upcoming producers, they always ask for advice, always lead them to different directions, do the right thing. I also bring people, certain events we're having, people that's up on the come up, I bring them to the event and don't charge them anything. Even no matter if the event says, oh, it's $100 a head, me and my team take care of them, and they good.
Why is that so important to you?
Because it's giving people hope. Like my man Quinn Films, right? I always use this as a, and he'll tell you himself, like, growing up, some people never left the block they from. You know what I mean? And I told my man, yo, bro, we gonna make it. I promise you, and you're gonna see the world. Yeah. You know what I mean? And he was able to go to Atlanta, do what he loved, able to go to Canada, do what he loved. He was able to, we had an interview with This Is 50. He saw 50 Cent, he saw Jack Thriller, so many names in there, what I mean? Right. To sum it up, we just went to PA, opened up for Conway. He was able to see Conway live, right like next to him, you know what I mean? We're about to go to Medellin, Colombia. I hope I said it right. Colombia, you know what I mean? Him able to do what he loved. And we're having a tour at South by Southwest in Austin, Texas. You know what I mean? So him, giving him that experience, he's like, yo, my life is really changing. I also, taught him, how to structure himself like a business. And he'll tell you that he everybody in my team made $1,000 by themselves. I taught to how to make money off this music thing. You know what I mean? So that's an opportunity within itself. Taught y'all how to make y'all money off this shit. You know what I mean? Where they could work with anybody now. You know what I mean?
Nah, let me tap more into that. What is so important? Because I love that. Because I'm the type of person that I'm giving to a fault. Like, it's just something I want to do. I always want to help somebody. I don't mind. It's one of the reasons why we started this podcast, is just to give an outlet for people to just talk about what they got going on. What is so telling, or what is so what is the reason for you? Pardon me. What's the reason for you that why is it so easy for you to help somebody? Because other people don't even, that's the last thing they thinking about. They always thinking about for self. What can I do for me? What I could do for me and mine? But it's not really me and mine. It's really just me. So like, what is it about you that you want to see other people succeed as well as you?
It can only make you look bigger, bro. Like, it can only help you more at the end. You know what I mean? And excuse me, but giving back, like, that's part of giving back. Yeah. People don't realize that. You know what I mean? You're giving hope and opportunity to other people to change their family's life. Right. You know what I mean? And that's priceless within itself, man. And that's like, I'm key on that. Yeah. And my grandfather used to do it back in the day, where I heard stories where kids' houses ain't have Christmas. Kiamo blessed that. Yeah. You know what I mean? My father did things for a lot of people, so it's, a generational thing where I teach my daughter, she could do the same thing. Right. You know what I mean? Right. She a little queen. Right. She's about to be 2, you know what I mean? So that tradition just keep on spreading, and knowledge and giving knowledge to somebody, if you don't give knowledge to somebody and you got the knowledge and they asking for it, and they searching for that, that's a sin. It's a sin, yeah. You know what I mean? So at the end of the day, I'm only gonna be blessed, and I don't look for blessings when I'm doing the things I do. You know what I mean? That's just my heart. That's how I am. To a default, my management team will tell you, yo, you stop doing that. Yeah. Stop doing that. You're doing too much. Yeah. But you know what I mean? At the end of the day, it's not gonna hurt me. It's gonna hurt them. Because once I say, I wipe my hands. That's it. That's it. Yeah. You know what I mean?
Nah, respect. Nah, definitely keep that heart. There's a lot of people in this industry are definitely, I know you a smart guy, but definitely keep that where it's like you always want to big people up, because like you said, it's always going to help you out in the end, the income, and having that familiarity and the having to have, even when you're not in the room and somebody could still say good things about you, is the best thing. Yeah. It's the best thing. So definitely keep doing that, and definitely keep showing people how to move in this industry for sure. Because I'm definitely fucking with your vibe and definitely fucking with your music as well. And we'll tap back into the music right now. So I would say, what's the one defining record? I know you was talking about the tape, but what's the defining record that people will be like, oh yeah, this is the one. This is Kiamo. This is him.
Well, really, like, people knew that I was here, like, besides the name change, because people was confused when I did the name change. But when I was Sold American Dream, it was Bishop. Okay. Like, anywhere I performed that song, or, you know what I mean? Like, when they heard that record, they said, oh, that's home. When I said, wanna know where I'm from? Got $1 in a dream, then you consider the bum. Talk toast, want bread, but you settle for crumbs. Wanna know? I forgot what I said, but you know what I mean? But They felt that. You know what I mean? When I even said in that the first verse where you writing up an essay while I'm chilling with an essay, like is that real? You know what I mean? So they knew like, oh, he's talking our story. This kid is different. And from there it was just like, you know, they was comparing like Kendrick, the Nas, the Meek Mill, because when you heard their music, you heard where they were from. You felt where they were from. So that's the appeal that, you know, what we're giving. You know what I mean? Because I feel like music-wise, like definitely in Jersey, you just have everybody just rapping. They're not really talking
about nothing.
Content-wise, you know, that's big on Drewski where he says he's not playing music no more. That's about killing and, you know, beefing, because now you're going to have artists really focus on their craft and really have to write now. You know what I mean? And that's one step. Drewski's doing it. The next step is going to be a lot of videographers. I'm not shooting videos no more with guns in front of the camera. Now people going to have a creative space where they're really directing videos and giving a story, because you could still use prop guns in a video, you know what I mean? But you need to generate that with a story. You know what I mean?
So do you feel like it's more of people are losing their pen game, or do you feel like it's more of people actually dying out here and it's a liability, or you think it's
it's real dangerous, man? Like the drill scene is cool, but when you dissing people and dissing the dead, you know, and it's hard to bring people together because so many people lost so much. You know what I mean? So it's harder to gain something that so many people lost. You know what I mean? So, you know, so many people say they want to change a lot of things and they may never change, you know, and that's how you just have to sometimes accept things. But you have to be at least stamp it and say, at least I did this and I tried. And the best capability, because you can't fix everything. You know what I mean? That's just how it is sometimes in this world. For
sure. Speaking into that, I would ask you, what is the one thing in the music industry that you would like to change if you had the opportunity? Well, you will have the opportunity. You know, we speak it into existence and whatnot.
I said this to my man Poe. You know, I feel like everybody don't deserve a voice. Everybody can't critique if they didn't put the work in. That's you know what I mean? Like you're starting a podcast, like you're building your curriculum, you're building, like you're working. Some people overnight just think they could criticize somebody where like, and that sometimes hurts a lot of artists' feelings. You know what I mean? Like, if you're gonna criticize an artist, like say why it wasn't the way it was. You know what I mean? Why you ain't like a verse? Like I remember my cousin Solissa, right? Because I went through artist development. You know, that's what a lot of things lack too. Because you know that's why the industry sometimes it is what it is, because there's no artist development. And my cousin Solissa taught me, you know, cadence, do the flow count. And she said 1, 2, 3, 4. If I tell you what that sound, how I flowed on that, who that sound like? 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3.
Like a Biggie.
Nah, it's Mace.
Oh yeah,
you know what I mean?
Yeah, the count.
The count. You know, and she taught me that because she was around. She was affiliated. She was working with Bad Boy and stuff like that. So I was giving that game like crazy. You know what I mean? And yeah, bro, that's one thing, man. Like, I wish I could help out so many artists, and that's what I'm actually doing in my community, where I tell artists ask me, like, for advice. I'd be like, yo, y'all gotta get in the studio and really record. Like, I was blessed with the gift to, like, you know what, I'm gonna record myself. I'm gonna buy my own in-house studio, and that's how I'm gonna perfect my craft, because you only gonna get better, like, if you had a basketball court in your backyard, or else you're in the gym every day, or you at the park every day. Putting the hours in. So that's only how you're gonna perfect your craft and really excel to, you know, being something that you envision.
Right, for sure. Speaking of that, you say you bought your equipment and stuff. You record yourself, or you go to the studio?
Yeah, I record myself. I engineer myself, the whole nine. Last year, we wanted to document a documentary. So we got a whole documentary to our last album, La Cosa Nostra, that we also recorded scenes here in this studio. You know what I mean? So that's what we wanted to do. And I actually showcase people that I produce my music, where you see me in the control room talking to the engineer saying, yo, put my levels up here. Yo, we're going to add a high pass here, a EQ here, the whole nine, because I wanted to showcase that. But once I showcase that, now we can move how we want to move, because I just wanted to, you know, show people, you know,
what you're doing.
Yeah.
What system you use? Pro Tools?
Nah, we use Logic.
Logic?
Yeah.
Okay, shout out to Logic. Not really too keen on Logic, but you know.
Nah, that's how it is. Everybody
got their particular.
Yeah. One thing my cousin Dez always taught me was because we used Cool Edit. But we started off with Cool Edit back in the day though. But he taught me, if it's not broken, don't fix it. Yeah. You know what I mean? You just add on to the car. That's all you do. You know what I mean?
Nah, for sure.
That's what it is.
Yeah. Me particularly, I'm a FL Studio type of guy. But that's just on the beat tip, on the beat side.
Yeah, that's what my producers use.
Word.
Yeah, all my producers are on that.
So what you got going on? What's next for you?
We got our EP dropping April 8th. Aumenta Tour East Side Story. Okay. That's totally produced by my man Conspiracy. We got a tour going on in March. We'll be in Austin, Texas, South by Southwest. Okay. And April we'll be in Columbia performing a two-day show. That's the 29th. That's a Friday. And the 30th. That's a Saturday. We also got we're also just breaking, so we'll be performing in my city. We got a big venue they do it summertime outside. They call Doing It at the Park. I'll be one of the special performances. I'll be performing out there. Yeah, so we have a whole bunch of things lined up, bro, and things be popping up every week. You know what I mean? I just did this my 4th interview this week. Fire. You know what I mean? So we really working because things pop up like crazy. Definitely since we opened up for Conway earlier this year. So people just been booking us like crazy and just like, yo, let's connect, let's work. I like how we moving. Right. You know what I mean? And they see the approach and how we taking it. We keep things professional, you know?
Nah, for sure. Keep the momentum going and definitely kick up. Definitely, I would say just keep showing that energy and that spirit that you got, because I'm definitely getting the energy from you, and I like it. And I definitely love the music.
I mess with the move. That's why I wanted. That was one of the big things I said. I love it, and I love it that it's in here because I signed my management deal here on this table. That's so I followed the studio and I seen what you was doing. I said, you know, I want to check that podcast out. You know what I mean? Because I love how you moving and I see it going places.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I appreciate that. I appreciate your time coming here and talking with me. It's a blessing for the both of us, and I hope whatever you got going on this 2022, you succeed in that.
Yeah, for sure, brother. I appreciate that. Thank you.
You got any Instagrams or social medias you want to show to the people?
Yeah, we got Twitter, Instagram, Kiamo World, and the website KiamoWorld.net. You know, you can follow me. You can check the website out. You know what I mean? And yeah, we moving, brother.
For sure. That the South by Southwest. Any like COVID restrictions on that or nah?
Really? As of right now, we looking good. You know what I mean? Yeah, we good.
Because I've been there before, so like I know the scenery, everybody moving around and all that stuff. But like, should be fire though.
Yeah, for sure. We got 3 shows. We got a show March 17th. Then we got 2 on the 19th, and we got we're showing a music video March 18th. Word. So that Thursday show, Friday music video. 2 shows on that Saturday. We back home Sunday.
What platforms be there? I think Audiomac got a show there. I believe so. We got some people in the camp. I definitely tap you in with them.
For sure, brother. I appreciate that. Thank you.
Yeah, for sure. But as always, thank you for listening to the podcast. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe. Follow me at DJ Ace201. Follow the Dash God at Unquartified Masaili. And thank you for listening. Appreciate your time, bro.
One love, brother.